What is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the channel. We are down here doing something that I love to do. It's probably my favorite way of fishing, and that is wade fishing the surf. So we're out here on the beautiful beaches of Galveston, Texas. Just pulled up. We got an awesome sunrise behind us. The surf is nice and calm, and it's not super green or super clear, but it is cleaner than it has been. So today we are going to be throwing artificials only and hopefully catching a limit of surf trout. I'm gonna start off with this bone topwater. We're gonna see if we can get it done on that, but if not, I'm gonna switch over to some paddle tails and hopefully hook up. Y'all stick with it, stay tuned. I'm gonna grab the wade belt, grab the rod, and we're gonna head in the water. We'll see you out there. Just now hopping in the water, and we're gonna start real shallow in this first gut, tossing a topwater out about knee deep, see if there's anything in here. A lot of times people skip over this first gut, but I've caught some of my biggest trout and a lot of trout in this first gut, especially real early. So we'll fish it real quick and then we'll head out to the sandbar. Man, I had just turned the camera off, y'all. Made a cast over off the next sandbar. I'm literally standing knee deep right now. And I was looking down and I look up and there's just a giant blow up on my topwater, just a giant swirl. I'm hooked up and this feels like a nice fish. A massive swirl. I missed it too, but we'll see. Oh yeah, that's a nice trout. Nice surf trout. We'll see. He's not hooked too well. Play him out, get that drag real loose. That's a good trout though. On the topwater, third cast of the day. Look at that thing. Oh man, I should have brought a net. I gotta be careful grabbing them because I don't want to get hooked. Big old surf trout. There we go. About 17 inches. We're gonna throw this guy on the stringer. I love wading without a net because it makes it so much easier, but I also hate it because I lose a ton of fish. Pop that hook out. First fish of the day, third cast of the morning. All right, let's roll it again. I'm on again. I was on as soon as it hit the water, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw, but I cast it out, was working that lure. There's a ton of bait. That's why the fish are right here in this gut. But I cast it out, was popping the lure, and I just never saw it. It's because I was on the whole time. He hit it as soon as it landed in the water. Another good one. Yes, sir. See if I can get this guy. There we go, y'all. Check that out. Oh man, you just gotta play them out so much in the surf. I promise you guys, if you never came here and caught trout in the surf, they fight harder than trout anywhere else. You catch the same size trout in the bay and it barely fights. Well, it fights, but not as hard as in the surf. In the surf, they're just stronger, they're bigger, and they're impossible to grab. Boom. That's another good one. 16.5 again on the stringer. And y'all take a look at that beautiful sunrise over there. Nothing better than a nice speckled trout on topwater and a beautiful sunrise on the beach. I don't know about y'all, but there's a lot of times whenever I have plans to go fishing and then I wake up, I'm tired, I don't want to get out of bed, and I almost just call it and don't even go. But it's always worth it whenever you get down here. Always. There we go. Another fish on the stringer. That makes two. All right. Let's go back out with cast number 3. And we were standing pretty shallow. Usually when you're wading in the surf, I like to be up on top or up in front of where the waves are breaking so they're not breaking on you. But the fish are right on the back side of the bar. So much bait jumping right where you see those waves forming in front of us. So we're just standing here about knee deep. Oh, they're really close. I'm fishing out here with Kevin from GG Anglers right now. And he is throwing a, what are you throwing? Just a paddle tail? He's throwing a little down south soft plastic. And he already caught one. Oh, I just got blown up on. Come on, hit it. Oh, he's coming out of the water for it. Woo! Came all the way out of the water for it. There we go. When I'm throwing top water, he started with a paddle tail. And he's getting hit too, very shallow, right in front of us. This trout came up and missed it 3 times. He is still a good trout. I'm telling you, I have never ever grabbed a trout on the first try. Every time I grab one, it takes like at minimum 3 tries before they finally chill out and let you grab them. There we go. That's probably my nicest one of the day. Yeah, that's like a 17, 18. On the stringer,
that's gotta be the quickest limit ever.
Let's get this fish unhooked. And y'all check this out. We've been out here for about 5 minutes. I've made 4 casts and I'm limited out. Let's load up the truck and go home. We got a catch and cook to do, y'all. 3 beautiful, all at about 16 and a half, 17-inch trout, maybe one that goes right at 18. In all seriousness, when the surf is hot, it's probably the best fishing that you'll find down here on the Gulf Coast. I'm gonna go ahead and keep fishing for a little bit, have some fun with it. We got our limit. I'm happy with that, but let's see if we can catch some big old trout or just have some fun and catch a few on the top water. Well, now I'm just fishing for fun here. We're gonna see if we can catch us a big old trout. A lot of times there's some huge trout in the surf. There's days when you come out here and every single trout you catch is like close to 24, 25 inches. We'll see if we can pull one of those big ones out. A little catch and release action. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Man, number 1 rule when you're fishing a topwater, just keep working it, even when you see them blowing up on it. Just keep working it, and they're gonna get it. And then when you feel tension, then set that hook. I just set it right there because I saw a blow up, but he didn't even have it. And that made me miss a fish. They'll hit it multiple times until they get it. These trout are sitting in such a different spot than they usually are. Most of the time, you catch them a little farther out in that gut, but right now, they're sitting right where this wave is breaking. Like right there, I keep getting blown up on. They're so close. And that's why you always want to cast as you're walking out. A lot of times, especially in the morning, those fish are going to be way closer than you think. There's a nice blow up. Boom! That feels like a nicer one. Oh, he's off. Man, that thing was nice. Saw his whole tail come out of the water. What an amazing morning. You got the surf lined up with people waiting. A nice sunrise. Beautiful weather. And a bunch of fish biting. Cannot ask for a better start to the day. Instead of casting straight out, guys, Another good way to fish the surf is to cast at an angle. We know those fish are blowing up right here on the backside of that first sandbar. And when you cast straight out, you're only working that strike zone for a small amount of time. When we cast sideways, we're keeping it where those fish are for an extended period. So don't always just cast straight out. Don't always just try to get to that deeper water. Work all the way around you, fan cast. You'll be surprised by how many fish come from right next to you or out to the side. Like that one, that's a big trout that just hit that. That was a big trout. I saw him come all the way out of the water. Hope y'all saw that. Oh man, yeah, that's a nice one. That's definitely gonna be my biggest one that I've hooked all day. Oh, he's just run and drag. Please stay pinned. I wanna take a look at him. That was awesome, y'all. That trout came out, missed the lure. I saw the lure go flying to the side. I just kept popping it, even though I'm pretty sure it was tangled. And he came up and hit it again. Yeah, that's a nice one. Not any bigger than the last. I thought he was quite a bit bigger, but he's just about the same size. Gotta be careful when you have these treble hooks. I'm hooked in the side right now. All right. Oh, and the waves are thrashing. We're just gonna pop it out of the fish and then worry about getting it out of us. Fish is gone. And now we can yank that hook out of us. And there we go. Let's catch another. It's funny, guys. All these people out here to our sides are standing where we are getting blown up on and where we're catching fish. It just goes to show. A lot of people come out here to the surf and they think that you have to go to that sandbar to start casting. They just skip over this whole area, this whole surf zone. I mean, we're not more than 30 yards in the water right now, casting at the first breakers. So I can't stress it enough. I know I sound like a broken record, but cast as you walk, fish that first bar. There's one right there. What is that? That's a tiny little trout, or maybe not even a trout. No, it's not. It's bait. That's a little bluefish, y'all. Crazy. Bluefish in the surf on the top water. And he's about the same size as a lure. But yeah, there you go. Start shallow and work your way out. A lot of times you don't even have to go as far as you think. Let's catch some more fish. Well, it is about 7 in the morning right now, and I got my 3 trout limit on the stringer. It was a great morning. I caught them all in the top water, and I just came back to the truck to take a little water break and tie on a different lure. So I'm gonna head back out there. We're gonna be throwing this soft plastic right here, just having some fun, hopefully catching some more trout. And I'm throwing a little bit of a bigger soft plastic to hopefully catch some bigger fish. So we're gonna head out there and try that. And then I'm also going to be taking a spoon with me because Kevin swears that he saw a Spanish mackerel come skyrocketing out of the water. And I love catching and eating Spanish mackerels. So after we throw this plastic for a while, we'll start throwing that spoon and seeing if we can get into anything. Y'all stay tuned. So real quick, for anybody wondering what conditions we're fishing, because I know you guys like to hear that stuff. Obviously, it's morning time. We have an outgoing tide this morning. It is ripping out hard right now. It's about 0.5 to 1 foot seas and a light, very light southeast wind blowing like 3 or 4. And we've had a nice low southeast wind for the past 4 or 5 days. So that's why the surf is kind of cleaned up. Not as clear as it will get later in the summer, but it's pretty decent right now. And that's why those fish are moved in here real thick. That's exactly what you're looking for. A southeast wind and a small surf. Y'all check it out. There's Kevin holding up a big old trout. Oh, darn, I missed one. Kevin's onto a big trout right now. He just caught that big one I showed y'all, him holding it up. He just made very next cast and hooked into maybe an even bigger one. We're gonna go take a look at it. Ooh, y'all check that out. Another solid 18, 19 inch trout right there. Beautiful fish. And what are you throwing?
Chicken feet.
Down south chicken of the sea, 1/8 ounce jig head.
Oh, look at that. Another nice one. This is probably like 18. We're gonna probably keep this one as well because this is a good one that you want to keep. Hell yeah.
As that sun comes up, a lot of times those fish are gonna move farther out and get in a little bit deeper water just to stay protected and stay hidden. So as it gets later in the morning here in the surf, I tend to walk out on the other side of that bar. And that is not 100% guaranteed that they are going to move out. Sometimes middle of the day they're up knee deep, but a lot of the time, most of the time, they do go a little deeper. So we're just going to walk out a couple steps and fish the deeper part of this gut. There we go, right in front of us. Looks like a big fish. Oh, it is a nice trout. Man, I went through a little dead zone. Did a lot of casts, didn't catch anything. I actually caught 2 very small ones, wasn't even worth showing you guys. And then traded out lures because it was just slow. Put on a tiny little lure, the exact opposite of what I was throwing. And we just hooked this guy right in front of us. I hope I can land him to show you. This is probably my nicest fish of the day. Well, of course, as luck would have it, as soon as I grabbed that trout, the GoPro died, so I wasn't able to show him to y'all, but it was like a nice 18, 19 inch trout. And I figured that was a good one to end the day with. And y'all check this out. We got our 2-man limit of beautiful speckled trout right there. And the smallest one here is probably about 17 inches. So these are all solid fish, perfect eater size, and we're gonna be taking them home and doing the catch and cook. So we're gonna load up the truck, head back to the house, and we'll see y'all in the kitchen. We just got back from fishing the surf. We caught a ton of fish, as y'all saw, and I have 3 of those speckled trout filleted up right here. And we are going to be making some delicious and easy fish tacos for lunch. So first thing we're gonna do, we just got a little bit of butter and oil in the pan heating up because we are gonna be blackening these fish. And I'm just gonna take my seasoning and we'll set this down so we don't spill it everywhere. We're just gonna give a generous layer all over this fish. We didn't have any blackened seasoning in the pantry. Guess I ran out the other day, so just had to make my own. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it tastes a lot like rib rub. More like rib rub than it does blackened seasoning, but it'll be all right. Get all that on there. Added a little bit of cayenne pepper in there so it's got a kick. And that should be good. And now we're just gonna go ahead and add these to the pan. So when you're blackening fish, you definitely wanna have that butter in there. And the reason we add oil is to keep the butter from burning. But a little bit of brown butter is not a problem. So adding our fish. And that's just gonna cook for about 3 minutes on each side or until we get a nice golden brown color or a blackened color on it. And then we'll start building our taco. So while that fish is blackening, we're gonna make ourselves a cilantro lime sauce to go on top of the taco. All we're gonna do is take some sour cream. It's real simple, only about 5 ingredients. But we want a lot of this sauce, so we're gonna use a lot of sour cream here. And then we're gonna add in a few cloves of garlic. There's about 4 or 5 of them. And then we're gonna go in with a whole bunch of some fresh chopped cilantro. We'll try about right there. Then we're gonna squeeze some limes in here. And you could also add some lime zest if you want a lot of that extra limey flavor, but I think the juice is gonna be enough. And then the final thing we add is some fresh ground salt. And then once you get that all mixed up, we're gonna go ahead and add it to our blender. You can use a food processor as well. Let that blend up until it turns a nice light green color. just like that. And now we have a beautiful sauce to go over our fish. Check that out. Perfect color. I bet that's gonna be delicious. Our fish is done. Let's go ahead and make a taco. So I'm gonna start with some of our shredded cabbage. Just gonna lay that in the bottom. Nice little handful in each one. We got some flour tortillas. I know a lot of people like corn on fish, but I like flour. Then we're gonna add in a few pieces of our trout. And yes, we're using our hands here. We washed them, so it's okay. And then we're gonna top this off with our delicious cilantro lime sauce. That's it, y'all. Check that out. That took maybe around 15-20 minutes to make this whole meal. The ingredients cost about $5 plus. Obviously, we went out and caught the fish. But there we go. Beautiful fish tacos. Let's give them a taste. Man, that looks super good. I know this is gonna be great. We had a nice quick session in the surf this morning. We were back home by like 10 and have lunch made by 12. So let's take a bite. That is a really delicious, really simple fish taco. I definitely recommend all you guys trying this out. Fish tacos, as y'all know, they can vary so much. You can add literally whatever you want to it, and you can cook the fish any way you want, and most of the time they're gonna be delicious. But definitely give this one a try. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this plate, but before I do, I wanna tell you guys thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're not already, and if you are, like always guys, I thank you so very much. That's it for this video. Until next time, peace.